May 13th was a rainy day, a good day to sit in the bus, gaze out the window at the rural towns and agricultural countryside and mountains, or listen to Joe as he explained various topics of Thai geography and culture, or just doze. Officially, it's supposed to be a 3-hour drive from Chiang Mai to Chiang Rai, but with a happy room stop or two, lunch, and a stop at Wat Rong Khun, the White Temple, it took the better part of a nice, relaxing, rainy day. I'm not going to hug a cactus. I'd mentioned in one of the earlier episodes of this series that what we call a bathroom or a restroom, the Thais call a happy room. You're generally much happier when you leave than when you entered. It looks like they're boiling eggs here in the hot spring. Our last stop before arriving at our hotel in Chiang Rai was at Wat Rong Khun, commonly called the White Temple. In the latter part of the 20th century, the temple here was in a sad state and funds were not available for repairs. Chalermchai Kositpipat, please forgive my pronunciation, a local artist from Chiang Rai and well known throughout Thailand and an extremely devout Buddhist, decided to rebuild the temple with his own money, to date spending more than 40 million Thai baht, or about 1.2 million US dollars on the project, which is expected to be completed around the year 2070. I won't try to explain all the symbolism expressed in his work. I find Buddhism confusing to say the least, and Wat Rong Khun brings my confusion to a whole new level. White represents the mind, while the golden color is the body. A Western parallel might be the spirit and the flesh. Entering the temple requires crossing a bridge over a moat, filled with tortured souls reaching out from the depths of hell. Walking across the bridge, you can almost hear their screams and cries for help. Once across, as with all Buddhist temples, hats and shoes must be removed before entering. And once inside, no photos are permitted. Inside, the walls are covered with paintings of representations of good and evil, with images from everything from ancient mythology to modern culture, both Asian and Western. You can find Elvis and Michael Jackson and Superman and Batman. But these heroes are not real. They won't jump out of the pages of comic books to save humanity. We can only do that within our own minds. Outside the temple, the grounds are filled with more artistic images, most of which I don't pretend to understand the symbolism. There's a display of bodhi leaves, each leaf representing an individual donation towards the building and maintenance of the temple. The artist, I won't attempt pronouncing his name again, will accept donations, but nothing more than 10,000 Thai baht, roughly $300 US, so as to remain free from the influence of wealthy donors. The tens of thousands of individual donations are represented as leaves of the Bodhi tree, the sacred fig tree where the Buddha meditated and achieved enlightenment. The golden toilet, as Joe called it, is probably one of the most elaborate happy rooms in the world. The king and queen, when they visit, have facilities on the second floor. The rest of us remain downstairs. There was a gallery of the artist's work, but again, no photos were permitted. That evening, after checking in at our hotel, we went for an orientation walk, including a night market with a fabulous food court. The food looked delicious and the prices were less than we'd expected. But earlier, we passed a pizza restaurant, and we were all in the mood for something a little less oriental. There has been so much in both print and television about the dramatic and miraculous rescue of the young boys and their soccer coach from the flooded Tham Luang Cave near Chiang Rai, that it would be superfluous for me to describe those events here. Sherry and I vividly recall how in June and July of 2018, the world collectively held its breath as heroes from around the world converged in this northern Thailand community to save these youngsters from almost certain death. When Joe told us on the evening of May 13th that the following day he was altering our schedule to visit the cave, we were thrilled. Prior to the events of 2018, the cave was part of a forest park in the Doi Nang Nam Mountains, with few facilities for tourism. After the rescue, Thailand's National Park Service realized the enormous potential for tourism, and with safeguards for visitors implemented, it was opened as a national park. There is a visitor center and a walk-through model of the cave with numerous displays describing the rescue.
So totally it's about 2 kilo and 300 meters. It's like 1.4 miles long. That's when the kid ran away from the water. So you can have some idea to come in here. And anyone who higher than me, lower your head. Okay, lower your head. Okay. So this is from the beginning of the temple. This is what you can see that how deep it is. From the ceiling to the bottom is, I believe that higher than 60 or 80 feet high. To the ceiling. Okay. And this is the way they move the kids in the capsule. See that? There's that. They put the capsule on the wrap-up boat, and then they put on the cable and move them out. And this is a part of it. Similarly like this. See that? Similarly like this. Okay, and then you can see this is the oxygen pipe. The one that they're going up and put the cable on. Because this small narrow part, they cannot get in and out. Okay, you see the water at the time, the diver have to go underwater. Okay, mostly people hit over here, lower your head. You see, this is the part that they found the kids. They found as evidence of the shoes. This is the area that the kids go up and hide them. See the slope, and they're very high from the water level.
They get out of the water.
Right. Yeah, they get out from the water. And this is the place, replica. Lower your head, Steve.
Yes.
This is this is a place that they found the kids. Okay, that divers, the one from England and the Thai Marine, they found them. They're all sitting there. And how they survive? When they get hungry, they get the water from the ceiling. And the coach, only 21 years old, as he was a monk, he told to everyone, don't move. Okay, relax, do not panic. Meditation, calm and peaceful. If you get hungry, go to the ceiling, get the water for drink. And that's why they survived before they found them. Okay, from 28, and the first day took them out on the 8th July. But totally almost 18 days, okay, for the whole process.
Now, did they send food in after they found where they were? They did send
after
food.
They found them, they get the Floyd towers, the Floyd towers to cover themselves because they're very cold, and bring something to eat, like a snack bar or something. And this is the place, the real pictures when they found them. You see that? So before they found them, it's a 9 day, 5 hours, and 41 minutes before they found them. 9 days.
It's amazing that the kids all live.
Yeah, how they survive, because they get the water from the ceiling.
The coach really.
The coach is very clever, very smart. That's a coach, the big guy. Okay.
What does he do now?
He's still the coach.
He's the coach.
He's still the coach, a soccer coach. All right. And some of the parents get angry to him because you shouldn't bring my children in there.
I see.
Okay, watch out.
The taller guy. He's not taller.
Outside is a statue of Petty Officer Saman Gunan, the former Thai Navy SEAL, who died while returning from delivering oxygen tanks deep into the cave. The statue, built by Shalom Chai Kositpapat, again I apologize for my pronunciation, the creator of the White Temple we just visited, depicts the diver in his diving gear surrounded by 13 Wild Boars, the name of the boys' soccer team. He was posthumously promoted to Lieutenant Commander and awarded the Knight Grand Cross First Class of the Most Exalted Order of the White Elephant by Thailand's king. The cave itself is not open to visitors beyond a point a few hundred yards from the entrance. Stairs and handrails have been provided, but the walkways can be wet and slippery.
Oh,
You see the flood? This is last October. The water came out from the cave and flooding at this area and ruins the whole road. Okay, this is the beginning of the cave. If you are ready, prepare your flashlight. Okay, you get on the handrail. If you don't think you make it far, I try to make it 220 yards until the end of the road. That allow us to do. This might take 10-15 minutes to get in, up and down. So very careful. Okay, if you think you're not gonna make it, come back here and sit down on the bench. You see the bench by the banana? Waiting down here. That's a kid evidence. And some of tool and equipment to save the life. This is the boy who passed away. He studied, after he survived, he studied in US and he got a heart attack and died. This guy, only 16 years old.
Very good.
And Donna, anyone look at a good view?
I'm good.
Yeah.
And there's light here.
The ground itself is very uneven but smooth, and it's difficult to see. Yeah.
No, you're okay.
Guided tours are available to a point known as Chamber 3, about 1.2 miles in, where the rescue teams had their base of operations, and roughly halfway in to where the boys were trapped. Obviously, during monsoon season, visitor use is extremely limited.
From now onward, it's quite dangerous. It's not the easy way like this.
Okay. So you're saying this is where it should stop?
This is where we all stop.
This is the end. And so you come over here.
A huge mural honoring the thousands involved in the rescue mission was painted by local artists and was first displayed at the White Temple. The Golden Triangle is the area centered on the confluence of the Ruak and Mekong rivers in Myanmar, Burma, Laos, and Thailand. In 1949, with Chiang Kai-shek's defeat in China, Mao Zedong ordered more than 10 million opium addicts forced into treatment centers, the dealers executed, and opium poppies replaced with other crops. The Kuomintang, remnants of Chiang's army, moved into Burma, and with China out of the production picture, had a monopoly of the world's opium in this mountainous region, eventually spreading into neighboring Laos and Thailand. Thailand banned the sale and consumption of opium in 1958, but it wasn't until the king started the Royal Project in 1969, introducing seeds for high-value crops such as coffee, tea, fruit, and flowers, investing in local infrastructure such as roads, communications, education, and healthcare, and Thai citizenship for local tribes living in this area of undefined national borders, that real success became possible. Today, this region of Thailand has a big tourism industry, and a leading attraction is the House of Opium Museum in Chiang Saen in the Chiang Rai province. The black and expensive opium in the region was known as black gold, and the currency of the drug traffickers was real gold. The area became known as the Golden Triangle. Several legends exist about the origin of the opium poppy. Some variations of a story of a young girl whose grave produced beautiful flowers. Those who tasted the nectar of the flowers would experience both great euphoria and great misfortune. Historically, fossilized cakes of poppy seeds and fruit have been found dating to 4000 BC. A clay tablet in Mesopotamia from 2100 BC mentions a plant of joy. Ancient Greece had evidence of opium trading and smoking. Its use is mentioned in both the Iliad and the Odyssey, and the writings of Hippocrates note its medicinal value. It made its way from the Mediterranean through the Middle East with Alexander the Great and into China in the first millennium AD. In the 17 and 1800s, Europeans began realizing the tremendous profits by getting the Chinese people addicted, resulting in the Opium Wars in the mid-1800s. And, as mentioned earlier, in the late 1940s, production moved out of China and into the Golden Triangle. In the 1950s, the French were supporting the Hmong Hill tribes' opium production to finance their war to suppress the independence movement in Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. And during the Cold War, the CIA was supporting traffickers in its efforts against the Soviet and Chinese communists. During this period, they say every mountain in the almost 1 million square kilometers of the Golden Triangle bloomed with poppies. Besides displays concerning history and the effects of opium and its derivatives on human physiology, there were numerous displays of the tools of the trade of opium production and the paraphernalia of its use. For such a dark topic, the museum was very illuminating. The bus back to Chiang Rai took us along the Mekong River across from Laos. Opium production dropped significantly in the Lao part of the triangle around the late 1990s and early 2000s, with international aid eradication efforts. The remaining production remains primitive and low scale compared to Myanmar, which is now the #1 location for opium growing in the world.
Casino, the second casino, the new building. You see all the building down here. There's only less than 10 years. This is all building comes up. 10 years ago, it's nothing here.
And is that Laos?
That's in Laos, yes. There's only the island, not mainland. The one that we're flying to the main trip to Luang Prabang is up north. Much further. This is down south of Laos, by the Golden Triangle. So Luang Prabang, the one that we're going is the ancient capital.
Back in Chiang Rai, a few of us decided to go back to the food court at the night market for dinner.
This is barbecue chicken.
Why? What are we going to do there?
And there
Sing the song?
sausage,
We're going to do that like whistling.
and this is duck.
We take a boat ride.
You know, I told
And all of this came to less than 200 baht. 300, 100 baht is $3. So this cost about $5. Sherry has something here that is
Yosorba noodles with shrimp.
some kind of noodles with shrimp.
Oh, okay.
And Donna has got, looks like egg roll and a lot of fried stuff.
I'm thinking of getting it because I want
And this is where we're eating. This is basically a street market, and it's all different kinds of food at every little booth on both sides. And you just go and order it, and then find a table, and they will bring it to you. So all of this for about $5.
And finally, back to our hotel for a good night's sleep before flying back to Bangkok tomorrow morning.